Actually, this is our last session. It will be a smaller one, it seems. I thought I will be discussing about the your assignment and the final quiz in term means term end exam that you have. Okay, which will happen for 40 marks. We can see only 33 participants. Let us wait for some time so that we can get more participations. Um, so and today, more importantly, today is the last date for submission of assignment. Okay, so if you means do not submit your assignment by today end of the day, then I will not have any option but just to put zero without any mark zero. Okay, to this one. But this is do not lose. We have got one group has already given send the assignment. So other 10 groups, I request everyone to share the assignment by end of the day today. Okay, so that's what I just wanted to tell you. Mm, And let us go ahead and see whatever means we have a summary, whatever we have learned within this 30 hours. Okay, okay, we have started with the data warehousing. Okay, data warehousing we have started. Uh, there were a quiz. Uh, Now we know that we have started with the database and we have seen. Let me. We have seen the three-tier architecture. Okay, that is important for us. So we have a three-tier architecture for any database implementation. And we have again a three-tier architecture actually for schema, database structure. Okay, the internal level actually for the this is physical level. So we are not dealing with that. After that, we are getting the conceptual level. That is the DBA or database administrator will be working on that. That is a view of the entire whole database. And then from that whole database, we create some views for end users actually. So for a view for a marketing, it is a different view. For purchasing, it is a different view. For finance, it is a different view. Okay. So these three level of tier again. So one we have one DBMS tier and another is three schema architecture. Right. So we have seen NoSQL. Okay, means we have two types of databases actually these days. One is SQL database, which is traditional, like Oracle. Sybase is not that DB2, those type of things. These are all access relational databases. But right now, with the with the penetration of social medias, okay, we have different types of databases. NoSQL database. NoSQL, yeah, that is an important slide actually. So MySQL, Oracle, these are all your relational database, and we have four types of NoSQL database. Okay, we have MongoDB, which is free, which is a document-based database. We have Amazon DynamoDB, which is given by Amazon AWS. We have Cassandra. We have and we have a graph database Neo4j. Graph database is very important because everything we see now in graphics and on videos. So this is a highly connected graph database is available, and it is known as Neo4j, right? So these are the NoSQL database. So they do not have SQL. But Cassandra is having a, where is Cassandra? Cassandra is having a query language, Cassandra query language. That's okay. Okay. Neo4j is basically being used for the network, social networking databases. Okay, who is following what and all is being tracked using Neo4j. There is a term called scaling. Okay, we have seen what is horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. Okay, we have seen that vertical scaling means you actually add power to your single computer. Okay, suppose you have 8 GB RAM, you want to make it 16 GB, you add another 8 GB RAM to your single that machine only. That is a vertical scaling. And non means horizontal means you go ahead and buy different machines actually to add up your computing power. So that is the horizontal scaling. Okay, so that is there scaling part. We have again heard two terms. One is online analytical processing and OLTP. Okay, online transaction processing. So in transaction means day-to-day use. Okay, where there will be thousands of users. The machine should be very means powerful. Okay, because you do not have that much of wait time. Okay, it is this OLTP transaction is basically for running your organizations. Okay, and online analytical processing is for data warehousing purpose, where you will store the historical data which will not change frequently. Few users will be using that to get the some inference, some good pattern based on your historical data. Okay. So, okay. One thing, staging area in data warehouse or wherever you heard this word, staging area, you will know that that is an intermediate area where we are keeping the data for cleaning or transforming. Then we are loading the data in the actual warehouse. We have heard the term ETL, extraction, transformation, and loading. Okay, in data warehouse. Okay, this is the data warehousing, and operational data means transactional data. So this is data warehousing is historical data, but transactional or operational database are current data. Okay, where in the historical data we read actually to get the inferences, but in online processing we write the data. Every transaction happening, the data has been written to the database. Okay, so again the same picture. Okay, we have a okay. These are the OLAP means analytical operations, or data warehousing related thing. So these are the operations that we do. We know drill down to get into the more detailed one. Just opposite to the drill down is roll up. We have seen some pivot tables and all in the Excel. Dice and slice and pivot. Dice and slice means actually this is the drill down. This is dice and slice. This is the dice and slice example. In dice, dice will remain 3 dimension, right? It is not going means if you are playing a Ludo with the dice, dice is always 3 dimensional, right? So it does not loses the dimensions, but in slice like a cake actually the dimensions are lost from 3 dimensional to 2 dimensional data we are seeing. So we have also seen how to create the data model. There is no concept means physically there is nothing called 3 dimensional or more than 2 dimensional. The relationships has to be there between the tables. Okay, based on the primary key and foreign key. So that will make our database 3 dimensional or multi-dimensional. So just remember that in the dice operation, all the dimensions are present. but in slice operations, the dimensions lost. Pivoting is very simple. It is not nothing to do with the pivot table of Excel. It is just transforming the rows into column and columns into rows. Okay, that is the pivot operation for data warehousing. So now we came means relationships. We will be having some primary keys for our dimension tables, and for fact tables, dimension tables will be connected with the fact table. Fact table will have all the foreign keys as the picture suggests. We have, this is another example, okay, connection between primary key and foreign key. This is the star schema, okay, one fact table and multiple dimension tables, very simple. Okay, this is the snowflake schema, one fact table and dimension tables are there, and sometimes dimension tables are also acting as the fact table, right? Multiple layer of dimension tables in the snowflake schema. Okay, here in the star schema, there is only one level of dimension tables, but in snowflake, there will be multiple levels of dimension tables. We have another galaxy, okay, where we have multiple fact tables. That is the ETL. Data mart is basically again like your views. From the single database, we create multiple views for multiple department or multiple users, sales, marketing, finance again. Here also the data warehousing may be very big. So we have to break the data warehouse into smaller data marts. One data mart from sales, one data mart for manufacturing, one data mart for purchasing, something like that. So smaller database, data warehouse. Informatica is one of the leading player of the data medica. This is the Informatica. Okay, this is a very means leading player in the data warehousing market. We have seen this. Okay, that is very important. OLTP and data warehousing differences. Okay, as we were discussing that the machine should be very powerful, but data warehousing can wait. In OLTP, it is all means writing is the main work. In data warehousing, basically reading the data. There are thousands of people for operational database, but we have very less number of people in data warehouse. Okay, so OLTP systems are used to run the business, and OLAP or data warehousing system used to optimize the system, optimize the business. Okay. So that was a crux of the story in very nutshell that we have done for the data warehousing. Okay, we have seen some data modeling examples also. Let me open that. Okay, we seen that entity relationship diagrams. Let me quickly show you this. Okay, that is the entity. Entity will have a name. Any noun actually is the entity. So student is the name of the entity, and it will have some attributes. One of the attributes will be one or multiple actually will be as your student ID. Okay, so this is a primary key denoted by a star. We have seen the relationships one to many or many to many, something like that. Okay, zero or one to many. Hmm. So my interest is this type of thing. Okay, this is a candidate. Listen carefully. This is a candidate for your final exam. This type of one scenario will be given to you, and you will be asked to create this type of diagram. Okay, entity relationship diagram. Okay, so this is one important thing you have to go through before your final exam. This is one of the candidate, maybe, and one of the candidate actually for your final. Okay, so we have some entities. We are showing the relationships. Even we are showing zero to many, many to many relations out here. That is one example. Apart from this, this is one. This type of things will come. Should may means one of the candidates actually for final exam. So the doctor and patient and billing and inventory insurance. So that type of systems will be given to you, and we will expect that this is the data diagram to be drawn. Okay, identifying the primary keys and the relationships. Okay, so this part, please follow this. Okay, so that you can. Okay, so that is we have done some power pivot in the Excel, if you remember. Okay, to show how we are going to create this data model actually. This is a pictorial data model, good examples. So this type of case studies will be there. So that is the ERD. Okay, then we spent time on cloud computing. Okay, yeah. So cloud computing, you have seen the where it is. Yeah, this is the basic of all cloud computing. Okay, there are two types of models actually: deployment models and service model. Deployment models are public cloud. Vendors are, who are the vendors? Amazon, Google, Microsoft Azure. Okay, they are the public cloud vendor. We can have private cloud for one organizations, specifically for that organizations, and that resource will not be shared, unlike for public cloud. Okay, so they can use the public means cloud type of architecture, but it is owned by only one big company. Apart from that, we can have hybrid cloud, like some of the important things are in the public cloud. Some of the means not so important database or informations are hosted in the public cloud. Okay, and it is basically a federal government or security systems. Those things will be there. Okay, and there are service model. Service model is, we have seen this service model is uh, service model actually means this is just a coffee example. So whatever service model is like this, we have on-premise, which is basically non-cloud actually, and then we have infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, and software as a service. Okay, do we have any slides on that? Yeah, infrastructure. This is the infrastructure as a service. The users will be IT, means where you are getting the machine computers, you are getting the storage, you are getting the what to say, network connectivity. These are the infrastructure. Use case, it means not a use case, users are IT administrator. Okay, so basically PaaS, suppose PaaS is platform as a service. The users are developers. Okay, so here suppose somebody is developing some few applications and all, so you will be getting suppose the runtime for that to run that application. Means if you were writing Java, then Java runtime. If you were writing in Python, you will be getting Python runtimes. So developers will be using that. Okay, after that we have the SaaS, means everything is hired. Okay, it's like these are the some examples given in the right hand side. Okay, so SaaS is basically you know that there is one company called Salesforce. Okay, who is providing the CRM softwares. Okay, end customers. We are the end customer. We are using Gmail or we are using some Office 365. Okay, Excel on cloud, PowerPoint on cloud, all those versions are there. Okay, so these are the three systems we have talked about. The This is extremely important. Cloud, the heart of the cloud is virtualizations. Physically, there is only one machine. Logically or virtually, you have broken that machine and given to the different client. And client is thinking that he has got the entire thing. It is not so. Okay. So hypervisor is the technology, is a technology, okay, which make it possible actually, which makes it possible, okay, to create the virtual machines. Virtual machines are basically, if you are entering the virtual machine, it is just a computer with an operating system. Okay, and you will think that means you have the access to the entire machine. Nobody is being, this machine is not being shared. That is the virtual machine. There are two types of hypervisor. Okay, some names are all given, so you can refer that. And there is a service oriented architecture, so everything is in service actually. Okay, so service will open some API. You have seen that multiple times. Suppose make my trip, you were telling that you are going to Guwahati to Delhi or any destination on this date for passengers and all. After taking this data, what make my trip is going to do? Make my trip will format that data or package that data and will send the data to different so means flight providers like Indigo, Go Air, Air India, all those. Okay, so all these sites actually have opened a API, application programming interface, which will accept the data and will means return the result. So all those things are basically service oriented architecture is named as. Okay, Amazon still leading. Azure is following it very quickly. Okay, after that, Google Cloud is coming. Right. Salesforce being a CRM only software cloud. Okay, SaaS offering. They are basically having only 3%, but good one. So we have basically two types of costing model. One is metering. So pay as you go use, or you can commit that you can say that I will be using this house or this machine for 3 hours for next 1 year. So you are committing. Okay, so you will be getting a huge sort of discount up to 70%. Huge set of discounts are given if you commit. So this is a very important slide for your purpose. So when means to talk sensibly over cloud and pricing models, these 5 things you have to remember. You have to select the right size. Initially, you can't. Okay, increase the elasticity means scale up and scale down. During Diwali, scale up. After Diwali, when everything settled down, you scale down. Okay, leverage the right pricing model. There are several pricing model, discounting model, spot instance, reserved instance, all those things are there. So you have to leverage the light pricing model to optimize your cost. Storage cost is very high. So optimize your storage, and then you have to measure, monitor, and track your usage in the cloud so that the right size actually you can perform the right sizing at the very beginning. Okay. Now this is the architecture. Means there is a fault tolerant architecture actually in all the cloud providers. Okay, there will be a similar means a mirror site actually. So if one means infrastructure goes down, the another will up. So that is fault tolerant actually. Okay, so we have different types of storage. We have virtual servers. Okay, virtual servers who will, or it will be automatically provisioned. Okay, so this is integrated management means user creation of user giving their roles. Those things will be happening out here. So that is a more or less a overview of cloud architecture. Whatever vendor you choose, be it Azure, be it AWS, Google, whoever, you will be getting this type of architecture only. Okay. So I have, okay, these are the services. At the right hand side, actually, you can see the services that a cloud providers provides. Virtual servers, of course, everything is virtual. Then serverless computing. Suppose this is not, this our application is not running all the time. Example use case, just a use case it is coming to my mind. Serverless means you will not hire the virtual server. You will ask the cloud provider AWS to run that one piece of application when some event occur. Event may be, suppose you upload your image. Image may be of different types, different size. So anybody users get a image. Image means recreation will be done. Means a fixed size, fixed length, fixed width image will be created. Okay, so that application will run only when the user uploads the image. It is not running. So that is that application. You can say Amazon, bhaiya tum isko run karo. I do not know about the servers and all. So that is a serverless. Then we have the storage, object, file, block. Then we have the relational database, NoSQL database, DNS service. DNS service means domain name service. Microsoft.com to IP address. Conversion of domain name to IP address is being done. Key management, we have seen so many things. Private key, public key management for security. Okay. So all those services are being offered. Okay, that is another example of cloud architecture. Again, I am telling you the example shows AWS, but the same type of architecture you will get from any other cloud organization. Means, see, there are three. You have taken only one server, but that has been replicated in 3 sites. Okay, there is a elastic load balancer. You do not, means user cannot directly hit the servers. Okay, elastic load balancer will decide which server to the direct to redirect your request to get the service. Under that we have the databases, so it is well secured actually. Okay, there is a DynamoDB. There is a CloudWatch is basically monitoring service. S3 Glacier. S3 is your storage. Glacier is for web warehousing, data warehousing. All those things are being auto scaling. Auto scaling means scale up, scale down automatically. So this is a cloud architecture. Okay, we have seen so many things. Actually, we have ERP also. Small 3 sessions actually we have taken on ERP implementations. Okay, so not everything now it is getting into cloud. That is a very important slide for your purpose. Okay, you can see that ERP is majorly being done by non-programmers. Programming is very small thing in a ERP implementation. This is another very good slide actually where you can get the idea of the ERP vendors who provides what as at a glance. Okay. Okay, we have seen a complete, let me, do we have that? Yeah. Uh, so we have, these are the things. These are the phases of ERP implementation. Again, question for interview. From which phase we get the blueprint? We are not, means common answer is the design phase. This is not true. Blueprint is from analysis phase. Okay. So this is the impact analysis, and the first line I wrote blueprint via it is from the analysis phase. Then detailed diagram, detailed design, Detailed design, we will be getting the configuration specification document and functional specification document. These will be given to the technical team to customize the ERP solution. Okay, yeah. Testing. So many types of testings are being done. Starting from integration is unit testing. Who does it? It is done by the developer only. Remember, unit testing is majorly done by the developer only. After developer test it, it will go to the testing team. Okay. There will be integration testing, system integration testing. Then these two will be majorly done by the internal testing team. Quality assurance activity. Quality assurance activity. Unit testing, integration testing, SIT, everything is being done by who? Internal project team. This is a quality assurance or verification activity. But when it is going to the user acceptance testing, it is being done by the client. That is a quality control. Okay, because it is being done outside from the project team, quality control activity or validation activity. Okay, so you can get a correlation between this. Data migration is basically ETL. Change management, we have seen training, okay. Training will be, okay, this type of thing, TTT. TTT means train the trainer actually, sorry. Train the trainer. Okay, this is a very means uniform term actually across globe. TTT. TTT means train the trainer. EUT means end user training. Cutover. Yes, you have to plan cutover to successful implementations. Then you are getting into the support. Support means there are 4 types of support actually: L1, L2, L3, L4. Okay, L4 being the most advanced level of support. Okay. So these are the L1, L2. L1 is the means support. Suppose you would like to change your password, it will be done in the help desk itself. Okay, so this is the first level of support. L2 actually will give some work around. L3, okay, when there is a code change required, then it will be L3. And L4 means support some patch security issues, very high level supports. We have, okay, after that, I would like also to mention this thing. This is also very important. ERP process life cycle. 3 life cycle we have discussed. One is OTC, selling process, end-to-end selling process. Okay, here you can connect means or correlate with the project. This may be a project. OTC is a project. Okay, then you can be procured to pay P2P. P2P may be a project. Okay, and R2R, record to report, that may be a project. Okay, but everything putting together, it will be a program. Okay, you can say that the organization is going through a ERP implement transformation program. Okay, so that is the difference between program and project. Okay, so R2R, okay. Importance is order to cash. Okay, from the picture, it is very clear what is the work being done. Okay, from starting from the query handling from the desk and to get the cash, that's okay. Our thing is, these are the KPIs actually. You have to set up a KPIs, okay, which is the most difficult part. KPI means some numbers or some indicators through which only you will be able to say whether your project ERP implementation is successful or not. Okay, there are so many KPIs around the globe. If you search the KPIs in the OTC, you will be getting at least 1,000 KPIs. So no point in having that enormous list. So I just wanted to give you an idea. So in case you are there in any ERP implementation, you can add value to your team. Okay. So similarly, everywhere order to cash, I have given the KPIs. Procure to pay, I have given the KPIs. Okay. And report to record, I have not given. Basically, there is not much KPIs. Then we have supply chain. Okay. What is the main change of the supply chain? Basically, now we see the return. Okay. Return policy. So many 30% of the orders ending up with the return. Return is very difficult. Returning a shirt is different from returning a sofa set or returning a TV, right? So all this return basically being is a bottleneck for today's online shopping malls and all. Okay. So otherwise, it is more or less there are two methods actually, pull and push. Okay. So basically, it is push model being worked right now. Sometime it is pull model as well. So customer is pulling that. Customer is going back to say that it is a today is very difficult to get because in earlier time what was happening, Bajaj scooter. Okay, you have to give the call that I would like to book a Bajaj scooter. After 3 years, you will be getting a Bajaj scooter. Even phone at that point of time in early 50s or 60s. Okay, so you have to apply and sit tight, wait for the 5 years, you will be getting a phone. So those type of things are basically pulled. Today's world, it is not that it means possible. Some machine tools and are there. Actually, they only build once you get the order from the customer. Okay, they have the monopoly business. Then blue whip, customer whips, the effect goes to the manufacturer. It travels far. Okay, and to make the this effort blue whip effect minimum, what we do, everybody actually all in all the steps we keep the inventories on. So 6 months inventory is already there in that chain. So we have to be very cautious. Inventory cost a lot. Okay, especially the space. Forget about the stock of the money. Money is stuck and your space is occupied. It is loss situation actually. So you have to optimize your inventory in each and every step. Customer relationship manager, yes, customer relationship manager again. Uh, it can be hosted in cloud. It cannot be. It be maybe in this thing on premise. That's okay. And CRM are three types. Actually, CRM for marketing, CRM for sales, and CRM for support, which is 24 into 7. So Salesforce is a leader for all these types of CRM. CRM for marketing, sales, and this support. That is a very good slide. Okay, you will see the CRMs actually topping Salesforce, starting with Salesforce, because they are basically unprecedented. Means they have done very good business in last 3, 4, 5 years. So Salesforce is the king of CRM software. I have given CRM KPIs as well. Majorly, you will not be affected on this because you are not going to. You can design a call center, but you will not be able to work on the call centers directly. Directly, okay. So even if you work in the call center, means these are the few KPIs that is related to the CRM portion. Okay. So again, this one. Okay. And after that, IT security. Uh, we have given some security mechanism. Do you understand what is the digital signature now? No, not that one. What is that security? Where is IT security? This one. Maybe. Yeah, security is okay, 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 okay. Okay, 1 second. Let me. Yeah, sensitivity classification. Every organization must have this sensitivity classification of their information. If the organization does not have that, then it is not a very good thing not to have this. Okay. All the security mechanisms we have done. This one. This is the slide. I just wanted to draw the similarities between the paper-based work and digital work, digital scenario. So privacy is made by the data encryption. Encryption, private key, public key. In the cloud, actually, they have a key management services, KMS. Okay. So there they manage the public key, private key. That's okay. Then authenticity. Authenticity is done basically by the digital certificates and digital signatures. Integrity is managed by message digest, okay, on digital signatures. Non-repudiations, I think you remember now, by now you remember the non-repudiations. Non-repudiation means a method or a workflow actually by which means the receiver cannot deny that he or she has not received that letter or something. Okay, that can be tracked. So these are the four things. Whatever way you do, this is the key actually. A huge big number, that is key. Internally, the physically, that is the key. Okay, that number cannot be remembered. Oh, okay. I just I want to, yeah, symmetrically, no, asymmetrically I want to show. Ah, these are the popular algorithm. At least you remember RSA. We have seen the RSA tokens. Okay, so RSA is an algorithm given by a company. Okay, one of them are from India origin. Okay, so RSA is the algorithm for means asymmetric key cryptography or public key cryptography. Okay, so this one, remember. Okay, so actually digital signature actually is what? It is not giving the privacy of your data. Okay, it is just checking that the data has been, the mail or the data or the information has been sent by you. Hashing is a technique to create the message digest, right? So if there is a big document, you will be getting a fixed length hash. If anything is being changed, even a space or a comma, that hash will change. So that is basically hash functions or message digest, MD. Okay. So, okay, there are two protocols actually. One is security services, SSL. Okay, and SSL is for online marketing and all, and ACT for your online. ACT, you see, it has been developed by Visa and your MasterCard. Okay, and this is for online transactions, monetary transactions. Okay, so these are the things. This slide is quite. There may be this may be a candidate for your final exam. Okay, you may be asked to write a security policy for a organization. There will be a small case study, and you will be asked to create a security objective or policy for that, or security strategy for that organizations. So this slide will help you out. Okay, so that is another candidate for your final exam. Okay, then we have just done project management uh, and critical path and EV. Okay, let me show you. While earned value we were doing, no. So actually I was saying that this type of things is a candidate for your final exam. Okay, there will be a different case study and you will be asked to populate this table by calculating this and writing the formula. So this is the earned value technique that we have covered yesterday, I about in this week itself. So I am not repeating that, but this earned value is one of the maybe candidates for your final exam. Okay, this type of thing I have seen coming in the final exam. Apart from that, I have seen that there will be a critical path. There will be another, means what to say, case study. Majorly the questions will be on the case study. Okay, so you will be asked to draw a critical path and find, means a network diagram with early finish, early start, and identify the critical path of that project. Okay, so that is one thing. So this will help you out. Okay. So many things actually we did uh, in this last 30 hours. Okay. Mm. So now I see the number of attendees has increased. Again, let me reiterate. Please share your class assignment by today end of the day. Today is our last day. Okay, today end of the day, please share your class assignment. Okay, otherwise I will means left with no option but to give you 0. And I don't want to means put myself in that situation. So please help me by submitting your assignment by today itself. Okay. Now, yeah. So
Sir,
everybody
could you,
listening, yeah, please.
sir, could you explain a little bit about the assignment? So it was not like clear 100%. Like what kind of data? Like it is written web email, but I am not able to understand like what it is.
Uh, 1 second. Then let me 1 second. Let me open that. Mm, 1 second. Where is that? Oh, I am not sharing anything. 1 second. Let me share. Okay. Uh, where it is? Okay. Suppose this is your question. Not suppose actually. This is your questions. Okay. So it has got two parts. One is part 1 and part 2. So to answer this question, there are 11 sets of data given to each and every group. Okay, suppose I am opening set 11. Just arbitrarily, I'm just opening, which will be used by the this thing. So we have some data around 100 records. 100. Okay, we have some data. So based on this data, the data is in Excel. Okay, this is in Excel. Now you have to keep on adding the sheets and answering the questions like this. What are the averages of purchase in each region? These are all pivot example exercises. Last one is very bit tricky. Let us try it. What are the average sales of each source? So all those are pivot table exercises. That's okay. This is contain only 5 marks. Now part 2 is having your analytical means decisions. You from the data, you have to answer what is the strategies and all for increasing the sales. So to support your answer, you have to create some pivot table, maybe different pivot table. You may have to create some graphs, okay, to support what is the strategy and why do you want to. Okay, so you have to analyze the existing data to answer the part 2. You have all the freedom actually to use whatever Excel means functions, Excel activities you want to do it. Okay, and then write your answers. Write your answer in that Excel itself and submit that Excel to me in my mail ID. Understood?
Okay,
In
sir. Actually, I wanted to ask, like, the data that you have given, like, what it is meaning, like, what is the data? Like, web, it is written web PayPal. Like, so what is it
yes,
like?
there is some. This is a customer ID means some sales data, right? So there is a customer ID, region. The person has paid. That payment can be done by PayPal or credit card. Okay, the source may be web, email. Okay, then amount is okay. Product is definitely online. They have purchased the online means version of the book, or it is basically physical books, and which time of the day they have purchased this. That is the data.
So what
Very
does the source mean?
source. Source means from where, means whether you have online web means have you purchased on from web for the company's website, or you have sent an email to the company and got this. Okay.
I didn't get you the web and email. I didn't get. Can you repeat
Okay.
once?
Okay. Web means a company, a booksellers are having some two facilities. Okay. You can write to their email ID to purchase a book, or you can go to their website to purchase a book.
So those are the channels.
Those are the channels. Okay. Yes, channels.
Got it.
Very simple, actually. Very simple. Okay.
Okay, sir, got it.
For final exam, if it is offline, and I was talking to RPD. Okay, he was telling that final exam should be offline actually. That's what IIFT is discussing. So there will be 40 marks of final exam. In that final exam, you will be having one case study of 10 marks. And there will be 4 questions. Maybe your ITC means your security strategy, or means EV, then your data model or critical path. This type of things will be there. Okay. After a case study, small case study, you will be asked to draw the critical path or some EV analysis or something like that. Okay, so you have to answer 4 questions of 10 marks, including the case study. So case study 10 and 3 other questions actually. So that was the structure. Let's see how much it is changed these days. Even we do not know whether it will be online exam or offline exam, but we are trying to, means RPD was saying that they are trying to have
Sir,
means
it will
it
be
off.
offline exam.
It will be off. Okay, you know that. Good, very good. Okay. Sure, right? It has been communicated to you. Hmm. Okay, good. Well, this is good for you as well. We will definitely like to have the offline exam only, because offline is
But
good.
teaching is good, sir. Exam is not good. Teaching, it would be better if see online teaching. It is not that
Offline,
good, and
not
a
that.
offline exam is like how it is. There's so much mismatch, right, sir?
Hmm,
Reading in online and then writing exam is offline doesn't make sense.
okay, that way. I feel personally, I feel that offline teaching, face-to-face teaching is good, and offline exam is also good. Better, better than this online mode. The interaction part, okay, is much more in offline.
Yes, sir, for classes we agree.
Hmm?
Yes, sir, for
There should
classes.
be sync. I'm saying there should
Ah,
be
there
sync.
you have okay.
Yeah,
You can
some
put
kind
your
of sync would be better because in class we at least directly listen. Now in online, most of the people don't listen. Sometimes even video problems also will come again. 17 exams you write back to back. It's not a
Joke.
good method of writing exam actually.
Mhm.
It's like a mugging at the end of the this. That is what happens. In class, at least we are forced to sit, and it is more good to listen also to class.
Mm. No, no, offline there is no actually no comparison between offline and online.
Yes.
Okay. Hmm. Have a talk with RPT. Let's see. Whatever way. You are in which year actually? First year or second year? Here in this IIFT?
First year.
First year. Good. Come back to offline immediately. Okay, because next year will be your those means क्या बोलते हैं उसको placements and all will start, right? Join back. That's what we want. So um, just drop a note actually if in case you have any question or anything. Okay. We can talk again, no issue when the exam will happen. So there will be a 15 marks multiple choice on project management. Okay. And then there will be the final exam. When, I do not know. Let's see, in mid-March, there will be the project management 15 marks quiz. But before that, you submit whatever assignment you have. It is a very simple, easy data. No, nothing means complex. Just to give you an idea how to analyze and report. Okay, then I do not have anything. We will definitely meet sometime in IIFT campus. Means we can definitely meet sometime if you have any question about the exam, what to, anything else. Means for half an hour or so, any time we can ask Shravani to give us slot so that we can talk again. Okay. So for now, actually, we can close the call if you do not have any question. Or my mail is open always, so you can drop me a note. Not an issue.
Sure, sir.
So thanks a lot. So hope to meet you very soon. Okay, let's see what happened. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks a
Thank you
lot.
very much, sir. It was a good session.
Thank you,
sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Bye.